Part of beekeeping entails making sure that your bees are properly fed. The way we do that is by using a sugar syrup. We measure it by weight. So we do a 1-to-1 feeding, which is 1 pound of sugar to 1 pound of water. So here I'm using a postage scale and measuring out the weight of the sugar, which is 4 pounds roughly, and then I will add 4 pounds of water to it. I use just plain tap water. I do use hot water so that it helps dissolve the sugar a little bit better. You can see that I'll just pour in the water onto the sugar to match the weight of the sugar with the weight of the water. And I'm trying to be pretty accurate, but it's certainly not a scientific measurement. When we use feeding for the spring or to build comb, we use a 1-to-1 sugar to water ratio by weight. And then in the fall, I'll be making winter feed sugar or fall feed sugar, and that's a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 pounds of sugar to 1 pound of water. But here I'm building nukes, and so this is being used to feed the nucleuses. One of the issues in this is whether you need to boil the water or not. It's a solubility table for sugar to water, and basically at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, you can dissolve 200 grams of sugar into 100 milliliters of water. If you use hot tap water, about 120 degrees, which is 50 degrees centigrade, you can dissolve 250 grams of sugar into 100 milliliters of water. So taking that warm tap water and the sugar, I use a stick blender to blend the two together. If we did this in large quantities, I also have a drywall paddle that goes onto the end of a drill that we can do 5 gallons at a time. So once we get this thoroughly mixed, I'll go ahead and let it sit out for 24 hours. That allows the sugar to continue to dissolve and the air to work itself out. And then you end up with a cloudy mixture at the end of the mixing, but the next day it turns to a nice golden color, which you'll see coming up here in a second. And once we have that nice gold color, I'll go ahead and use it, or I will put it into empty gallon water jugs and use it that following week. We'll put it on the front of the hive in hive front feeders, and that is how we feed our bees. Also have some hive top feeders, and there's also open feeding that can be done, and we'll look at that in another video.